Alright, this is Matt Mrozek again, and this is work in progress number 3 on the quarter scale Hell Boy from Narin. So tonight's goal was to sand all my putty work from last night, all the A's, and get the first round of primer on anything that's going to be painted red, skin tone. So it took me a few hours to get it sanded. It took longer than I anticipated, but my putty work looks really, really good. You can see back here, it totally blends in. There's no seam line whatsoever. Looks really good. Same thing with the arms. You wouldn't know by looking, but the arms are seamed in right here and underneath the armpit. Same thing goes around here. So the arms are seamed in right here below the bicep. Same thing on this side. Can't even tell. There's only one little area I've got to go back in and I got to work on, and I knew it was going to be a hard area, was the clavicle. You can't see because of the lighting, but it's a little rough right here underneath the neck, so I've got to find a way to get in there with some sandpaper and clean that up. But I'm really pleased with how everything's looking right now, and with a coat of primer on it, can really appreciate Narin's sculpting. Man, he's really, really good. This is just an amazing looking piece. So this is the primer that's on here right now is the Badger Stynylrez. It's kind of one of my new favorite primers, and it's not really a filler primer. Actually, it's not designed to be a filler primer, so you don't want to put it on real heavy to try to fill things, but it is a really good primer to just kind of put on. So this is like 2 coats of primer, basically one to kind of get it on there, and then another nice wet coat to kind of hide all the orange cover of the resin. But there's a few little areas that popped out where I need to sand smooth. It's just little imperfections in the kits, little areas down in here where I see sometimes you can see some tool marks from the artist. A little bit in here. I don't know if you can see it in camera, but it's a little rough right in here. Same thing on this side, just a little rough. So this part takes me a long time. I spent a lot of time on prep. So that's one reason I'm so slow on these, but it shows through all the way through the very end of the paint job. And I'm going to come down a little. I'll just point down because I'm pretty high on the tripod. I did another thing that I had not anticipated doing. So what I did is, this was really not fitting as well as I wanted to, this hand right here. So what I did, it's a really neat trick if you wanted to get anything to custom fit perfectly. What I did is I went ahead and filled, get this off. I went ahead and filled the bottom of this magnet smooth with putty. The other night I showed you, and there was like a recess. And then what I did is I made the arm custom fit this perfectly. So what you do is, once you get this all sanded the way you want, you slather this with petroleum jelly or Vaseline. And then what I did is I filled this whole cavity with Bondo. And before the Bondo sets, you have to put it in place and get it where you want, and just let it sit there until the Bondo hardens. And what that does, it creates a perfectly fit receptacle for that arm. It does have a little bit of movement like it did the other time, but not nearly as much. I like this better. It feels more secure. So I decided that was probably a better option as far as like making that fit better. So yeah, that looks really good. You can really see Narin's awesome sculpting right here in the hand. Again, I'm really hot on the tripod, but let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Actually, I'll just take this off the tripod. I hate doing that because it's really wiggly, but here you can see all that awesome work Narin did. So this will be time consuming to paint, but it'll be fun, and it will look really, really slick in the end, because you can go nuts with all those details, different metallics and stuff. So yeah, looks really, really good. I have the other hand, it's in the spray room, so I'm not gonna go get that, but you've seen that. But anyway, so I'm gonna let that dry overnight. I've gone pretty much as far as I wanted to tonight. I'm right where I am. I'm doing good as far as getting this guy going. So next step is going to, I need to figure out how to attach all the little things to the belt. So what I'm gonna do, I've already decided on this, I'm gonna add little magnets to the gun, because the gun goes right over here, which is kind of weird. The way it mounts, I guess it would, because you would cross draw, the handle faces inward. I'm gonna put a little magnet in there so it can come on and off, easy transport and packing. Same thing with the knife. I'll put a little magnet right here in the sheath, and it'll go in right there. So the trick is, I need to research this and look in photos and see what other people have done. Or all these little trinkets. The pouches I'm not worried about. Those will just get pinned. Those will get a pin, and they'll just get glued right in place around the belt. And I'll have to look at placement. I got another little area of damage I saw last night. Is a little chip right here, and I'm gonna fix that before I do anything else. So those, I think all the pouches go right here. It looks like they just line up. There's only 3 of them. And so what comes with the kit as far as little trinkets is you have, I don't know what this is. Is that a grenade or is that a lighter? I don't know. Got this really cool, like, I'm assuming these is either a grenade or a missile. It's a really nicely sculpted piece. You get a horseshoe and you get a crucifix. So I've seen people go hog crazy with like hanging all sorts of stuff from this guy. So unless Leo wants me to go buy more stuff, I'm just gonna use what's in the kit, and I'll get some chains and some beads and stuff and figure out. I just need to figure out how to attach it to the kit, and the best way to do that, because you have to do it. You have to attach all these after they're painted and probably make them semi-removable, because you don't want these things swinging around and shipping, because they'll just scratch the paint. So yeah, I'm in a good spot. 3 nights in a row working on it, and I'm in a really good spot. So I'm gonna let this primer dry overnight. I have a busy weekend with family stuff, so my goal this weekend is to get all the skin stuff ready for paint. And once I get the red done, then I'll move on to the pants and stuff like that. I actually think this area might go a little easier than this. I'll probably end up hand painting a lot of the gun, hand painting a lot of all these little details, just because that would take forever to mask. So, and I got some really nice metallic paints to go in there with that. So anyway, there's a Hell Boy Work in Progress 3, and he's looking good. So as always, this is Matt Mrozik. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time. Bye.